Productions.
All right, welcome. I'm here with Chef Michelle today.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna watch her do her thing and learn from her.
Yes, ma'am.
Take it over.
I am with Chef Michelle Collins, just like you announced, which is absolutely phenomenal. I am so happy to have you in my home today. This is beautiful. My company is Chef Creations, so I've been in business for the past 18 years as a private chef to a lot of the NFL players. But I'm also a certified cannabis chef, and I'm happy that you're here today because the first thing I want to do is going to be brownies. So I do have a little bit of the brownies that I wanted to make up, but we're going to do CBD brownies. So we're going to kind of kick it up a notch and change the game. I'm a certified cannabis chef through ACF, which you are also ACF.
Gotta put it out there,
Which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And just going through the program, knowing exactly how to heal the body and put down the opioids is amazing. So with getting started today, I definitely
I didn't know
have...
anything about healing the body. I thought it was about just getting high.
Oh, wow.
Let's rock and
No,
roll.
ma'am.
Let's rock
No,
and
ma'am.
roll. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
So the first thing we're gonna do, I definitely wanted to do like a little bit of the brownies, like I said. Everything doesn't have to be completely infused with THC.
Okay.
CBD does help the body as far as relieving a lot of your pain. It does relax you. It has the cannabinoids in it. I'm gonna grab a spoon real quick.
Okay, so CBD, I don't need to cut you off, but CBD is it's different from THC.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It
so I
is.
didn't know. Okay.
Mhm. But you do have a little bit of the THC on the inside of it, only because in order for it to be active, you have to have a little bit of THC. And
Okay.
so this is 0.3% THC, but
Okay.
it has the full plant. And then what I've used also is birthday cake. So
Oh.
I've used the bud of birthday cake on the inside of this and infuse it with butter and have a butter machine.
Okay,
so I let
birthday
this-
cake. You talking about real birthday cake?
No. We need
Oh.
the flour. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking like birthday cake.
No, we're using the flour.
Okay,
We definitely
okay.
use the flour. And on the cut that taste, because sometimes we can, it can be a little heavy when you use fresh flours when it comes to infusing the butter.
Okay.
But I do a brown butter, so it does cut the flavor also, so it won't be so grassy.
Yeah.
Whenever I do the infusion. But I do have a little vanilla extract here. I've already sprayed the pan down, and this is just going to be really quick and simple. So we have 2 eggs. I'm putting on the inside, 2 beautiful brown eggs.
Now, so would it be better if we did clarified butter? Just as a chef and me saying, we taking part in the
exactly.
butter out. Would that be better?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what this is.
Okay.
So I do clarify butter. I do clarify the butter, and then I steep it for 2 hours,
Okay.
and then pour it on over. And I actually do clarify it, and I take it up a notch where it's brown butter.
Okay.
So that makes a huge difference
so
right
I didn't
there.
know it was clarified brown butter.
Oh yes, that's a huge
And
difference.
clarified butter, if you don't know, is literally just taking out the milk fat
Yes.
and the impurities that come to the float to the top. So it's just pure butter.
Pure butter. You can actually fry with it, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
You
And
can
it's
actually
a
fry
better,
with
it's
it.
a better flavor.
Yes, it is. It's amazing.
Yes.
So I'm just taking this a little bit, just stirring this in. We have all of this amazing, good yumminess.
Okay.
Again, I don't want you to get high. I want you to enjoy the flavor. I have the vanilla extract in it. And then I did a little bit of the coffee versus using water because we know that coffee is a trigger and it does enhance the flavor of chocolate. So
Yes.
I have chocolate chips on the inside of this. This is Godiva chocolate is what we're working with.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. I'm going to pop this in the oven really quick. And this will be our treat for later on. Amazing, amazing. And with you being a fit and being a bodybuilder in that arena, I know for a fact that just having something, a little sweet treat that's going to give you...
You use it as your liquid, okay?
Yes.
Because this one is, hey guys, this is I don't want anybody to be like, hey, she's no flour and sugar. All right, this is was a cake box method, but I've never done it with adding the coffee to it.
Oh yes.
I now make that to my regular chocolate cakes because I feel like one thing that ignites it, but I didn't think about it.
Oh yes, ma'am. You definitely just always want to kick it up a notch. You know, semi-homemade for everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to do everything from scratch, but when
If we're
you're
making
pressed for
it.
time
Yeah.
and you want to still give that good flavor, and I have a lot of ladies that have breast cancer, that have epileptic seizure, that suffer from diverticulitis, so they have to be mindful. So we're just doing this as a sweet treat for ourselves today. But under normal circumstances, I do this just as well. Let me show you guys what I'm doing. I do this just as well, sugar-free, dairy-free.
Dairy-free?
Nut-free.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nut-free? Okay.
So that makes a huge
Okay,
difference
see,
as
I
well.
didn't know that. I'm just serious. The first time I've ever heard of edibles is when I was in Coachella.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first time I ever heard of it.
Okay.
But I had never had it, and I hadn't ate sweets, so it made me sick.
Wow.
So I was like, I just kind of threw up a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so but that time it was way before it was one of the year. It's like 2015 when Beyonce was there. It was like years ago.
Wow.
So that was the first time I ever heard of it.
And then what I'm
I
gonna
said,
do, and say perfect, yes.
I can make your assistant girl.
Thank you. And then I just top it off with a little caramel. And then sometimes I do a little nuts, but we're gonna keep it just as nice and simple. So this is it, guys.
It looks
I'm gonna pop this in the
amazing.
oven. You're gonna have some amazing CBD infused brownies,
Oh.
and it's gonna just be a little sweet treat.
Gotcha.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So when we're talking about, okay, now we've got to this depiction of CBD,
Yes.
THC. Now, when they talk about delta, what does that mean?
Your delta hydroxy is what that is. So your delta is your THC.
Okay, so that's another name.
That is the stuff that gets you high.
Okay.
That's the stuff that really gets you high, and that's what we want to kind of cut that. But it does help with pain. It does help with inflammation, and it depends on the severity of an illness that you guys may have, or one of my patients or one of my clients may have, as far as the amount of the THC that I would infuse their food with. So infusing a lot of the meals, we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Infusing the butter, infusing the oils, just as well as the coconut milk and also the heavy creams. I do the infusion of spices just as well as we have the extra virgin olive oil, and then we also have grapeseed oil.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, I love rapeseed oil.
Yeah.
I use it for a lot. I even use it for my hair, but I use it for a lot. It's the best thing for your hair. People don't know that. People don't know that. It's the best thing for your
And your hair is beautiful, so that's a great thing.
Well, this hair was for somebody else's grapeseed. But what I'm saying is that because I bodybuild, but when I went to the bodybuilding show,
Amazing.
they were selling gummies, but they kept pushing it's Delta 8. And I'm like, what? And they were like, when you get through working out, this and it was gummies, and I'm just like,
Yes,
why would
yes.
I was like, I don't want to get high. And it was like, no, it's to relax your muscles.
To relax the muscles.
Because we work out 7 days a week strenuously, and every day we gotta find a way to break it down.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I mean, so this is a way to break it down.
That is a great
this way to break down and relax
Yes,
our
ma'am.
muscles.
It definitely is. It really is.
Okay.
A lot of people have been used to smoking it and getting the head high.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about CBD, just as well as the D8 and the D9, the Delta 8 and the Delta 9, it's a body high. So it goes through your liver, and it's a body high, and it does last sometimes between 4 to 6 hours.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're eating. It depends on what you're drinking. Everybody's system is completely different. So you have to be mindful of it. And you start off low and slow. I'm going to repeat that. Always start off low and slow, especially for first timers, because you want to see exactly how your body reacts, and then make sure that you're in a stable location where when it does kick in, you can relax. You know, you're not driving or you're not at work.
Right, okay.
But it does work, and it's absolutely phenomenal. The proof is in the pudding. A lot of the elderly people, a lot of my elderly clients that suffer, again, with different kind of ailments, need it for the swelling of their hip or the swelling of their knee or the swelling of their ankle. And CBD kind of helps them to reduce the opioids that they intake every day. So what I have for you as well is, even though we're doing a sweet treat of CBD for our brownies, I do want to toss together a nice little light salad for us as well.
Okay, yeah, you know.
Wonderful.
You
Absolutely
know,
amazing.
healthy stuff, okay?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm here for the
Beautiful.
brownies too, okay? But I'm here for the brownies too. But when you were saying it reduces inflammation,
Yes,
so.
ma'am.
Because I'm thinking about, we've really been, my friend Vilma was saying like, hey, I want to try something because Dr. Chills isn't working, no shade.
Yes.
But she was like, to put down my inflammation, I'm tired after my workouts. And I'm like, so CBD, if you take it at the end of the night,
Yes.
and we can relax our muscles.
That's right.
After we get ready to get out of bed.
That's right.
And if you take opioids, if we take a lot of medicine.
Right.
Because we take a lot of vitamins. But people don't know that when we take all the food out of our body for bodybuilding,
That's so true.
we have to take 1,000 vitamins in the morning, everything to replenish
That's
our
right.
body from depleting, so we can take that too to
That
help
is
us
awesome.
take out those pills.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of people just don't realize that. You know, there's just a lot that we need to do in order to nourish our body.
Because you only hear weed is bad. I mean,
Right.
especially in Texas, you only hear weed is bad.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's
But you
why-
are also seeing a lot more people coming to the light now,
Mm-hmm.
just to know the medicinal components of this.
Okay.
And then how it's an herb, and Indians have been ingesting this and eating it for over 5,000 years and living to be 125 years old. You know, and then also, you know, we know that there's a stigma on this for the Black community, the Hispanic community, but what they're looking at and realizing right now, all the doctors out there are just absolutely baffled as far as the different cannabinoids. There's over 183 different cannabinoids in the CBD, the hemp plant.
Okay.
You know, and with that 2018 Farm Bill, it's legal. So we're doing everything within the legalities of the law.
Yeah.
And you know, that's absolutely amazing. And then to be able to help our brothers and sisters and to know what your mission is.
Yeah,
You know what your assignment is?
And I think-
This is phenomenal.
And I think this is great because I remember I went to the first class at the ACF meeting at the National Convention and they brought this out. And I was like, they ain't gonna put this in Texas. It's not gonna be allowed anywhere. You know, I didn't do it because I would have, you know, I'll be doing what you're doing right now. I went in the session and I forgot to drug in the session and I was like, okay, this is dope. But I'm like, where are we gonna do this at?
Right,
In Texas.
right.
We live in Texas. We ain't, Cali, whatever. But and now it's like it's huge everywhere.
Yes,
but
it is.
It's huge, but it's not. A lot of people, you can't find it anywhere. Like
Right.
people like where to find good edibles because
That's right.
everybody's making them, but people are getting sick from them.
Everybody's making them is right, but the clincher is everybody's not certified. And what you don't want to do is create botany.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you know how to treat the plant. You want to look for mold. You want to look for mildew. You want to make sure you have a COA as far as the microbials, the metals, the pesticides, and that is absolutely major important.
So this is science, folks.
Yes, it is.
This is science.
One-on-one.
Do not get out here and just start putting something together and buy it from Riri and
Right,
BB out the
exactly,
street.
exactly.
Because that's what I would notice is that people. Well, obviously at Coachella, we just buy it from any random person on the street. But that's how it was. It was nobody, it was nobody selling it. It was like everywhere. It was like people just selling it.
Wow.
But then, and probably I was sick. But as a teacher at the high school,
Bless your heart.
I was telling you that I was telling her earlier previously that kids were having seizures and things like that from eating edibles. And I was so scared as an adult because I'm like, what's in it? And she informed me, you have to know what you're doing. She has a team of scientists that works with her. She's always learning something new. So I think it's really, really amazing what you do.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much.
And
then the amazing part is I got my credentials, like I said, my books, going back to the scientist, talking to a chemist, making sure that I'm on point as far as what the new technology is, how they're breaking down the plant is absolutely phenomenal. But I definitely want to get started on this salad and show you guys a little bit more. So we just have a spring mix is what we have. I'm going to toss this on in here is what we're going to do. And then I actually already made a balsamic vinaigrette is what I did. But what I'm going to do is toss in a little bit more of, I do have a little bit, I'm going to just toss in, if you don't mind opening the lid on that. And then just do a spoon of the CBD on the inside of that for me. Shake that up.
I get a spoon.
Right here's your spoon right there.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm doing is I have, see, you're fine. Just a little spoon of that, just a little bit. I don't want too much because there's a little bit in there already. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So I got the spring mix. We know parsley is absolutely amazing for the body. So we got fresh parsley we're putting on the inside of here. I do have a little bit of the red onion as well. We have fresh tomatoes already diced up. I have grilled chicken that's smoked.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of the broccoli. And I just have the broccoli florets, which is amazing. Are you okay with feta?
Oh yeah, I love feta.
Amazing.
Blue cheese and feta.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we have fresh bell peppers here as well.
Gotta have color.
Gotta have some color. The color makes a huge difference. And did you shake this up for me? When you put that in there, put your thumb on top of that and shake to the bottom of the leg.
Wonderful. Teacher. Now, our question is it different? I know people are probably wondering if it is like me. I don't see it as much in savory as baking. Is it because it's easier product, or is it stronger, and is it lighter here?
You know what? It's still really great to have it in all components of your food, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in every facet. If you're taking a lot of medication, a lot of prescription drugs, you definitely want to be able to eat your way to health and wellness. Is what you want to do. And I know for a fact, with infusing this in every single meal, you don't need the Advil, you don't need the ibuprofen, you don't need the fentanyl patches and everything. So even more so, I think what's going to be absolutely amazing is having this in Sprouts. You can go to Sprouts, you can buy our product there eventually, which is amazing. You can go to Sprouts and you can have your CBD brownie. You can go to Sprouts and have a CBD banana nut muffin, or chocolate chip muffin, or lemon muffin.
Or blueberry muffin.
Yes, ma'am. That works. That absolutely works. Do me a favor, get a plate out the cabinet if you don't mind. Just grab me a white plate. Perfect.
And so, with your carrying stuff at Sprouts, did you ever think it was going to get this big?
I never dreamed it was going to be this amazing. Never dreamed. So I already, like I said, pre-made some balsamic earlier, and it's just balsamic vinegar. I have shaved garlic on the inside, shallots on the inside. I did a little bit of vinegar that has wine in it, and then it's just your extra virgin olive oil, and then you just add a little bit of the CBD to that for me. So I'm going to toss this in, and then toss this around. So that's going to be perfect. This is a balsamic glaze, so that's beautiful and really nice. Just something to add color. Look how beautiful this is if the camera can show this.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can be amazing. There it is right there.
Yes, just a little bit right there. It's okay for it to run. It's perfect.
I I love, I used to like to drink aged balsamic. Because it's just so good. I didn't really eat the food with it.
We're gonna put this right in the center, and then I'm gonna need you to get that money shot.
Okay, get that money shot.
Get that money shot.
Hey, this is Chef Tiffany here with the Texas Tea, and I have again lovely Chef Collins.
Yes, Chef
here.
Collins with yes, ma'am.
With Culinary Creations.
Culinary, yes, ma'am.
I
Chef
got it
Creations.
correct this time. All right. Maybe CBD makes you focus because I was unfocused.
It does.
Earlier. We were just having a great conversation before we even started the podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
And I really want you to kind of, if you could just dive back in, because that's one of the questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
I know you're a chef, but why CBD? Why cannabis?
Well, I've been a private chef for NFL players for the past 10 years. And needless to say, with working with a lot of those guys, I would see them in pain. I came in as a private chef, cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for them, for the family, and then also hosting their events. And again, other than me being able to provide a lunch for them, a meal for them, I didn't know the components of what it was to be able to cook for health and wellness. I didn't know the components of what it was to cook medicinal for pain. And when I realized how absolutely awesome CBD is and that it's a plant, the Indians have been indulging with this over 5,000 years. And I realized the stigma behind it. But when you know exactly what to do in order to treat the plant and the different cannabinoids inside of it, what it does as far as the receptors inside of our bodies, it is absolutely phenomenal. So with being a private chef for NFL players, now knowing what I know as far as the education behind what cannabis does, I love infusing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then making it where you can put down the opioids, and it has the healing medicinal components for your body. So that is a phenomenal aspect of this.
Okay, but and I think that is I think it's dope. I didn't remember I said it earlier.
Yes.
But I was a private chef for an NBA player, and
Awesome.
I get how it is. And I think the hardest part when you're cooking for an athlete,
yes,
is that. And me being an athlete, it's hard to just kind of make them meals, especially when they are, I can say like me. Let me say, I don't have no $1 million black card, okay? So I'm eating on a budget. But when you don't have a budget and they want you to make all these things.
Yes, ma'am.
But if they're a professional, their seasons change, their needs, their food changes.
That's right.
And I think that'd be great if you had something like that. If I knew that back in the day, to get you ready for training.
Yes, ma'am.
And things like that. But I thought it was cool that you just said that you were a zealous.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier when you were speaking, I initially got started with this. In 2016, I was in a motor vehicle accident. A friend introduced me in 2018 to CBD. I became an ambassador for Zealous CBD product. I started using it for myself, my own pain. As a chef, I'm standing on concrete floors for 10, 12 hours of days, and I'm always in excruciating pain. When I realized I don't need to take the ibuprofen, I don't have to take the hydrocodone, I don't have to take the meloxicam, I don't have to take the fentanyl patches. When I was like, oh my God, you mean to tell me a couple of drops under my tongue in the morning, in the evening time, and at night, I can put down the opioids and save my liver? This was golden. And when I realized what the plant was, and I realized what CBD is, and started doing the deep diving, from that point on, I just started playing with it. I started using myself as a guinea pig. And I started seeing exactly with ingesting it in the morning, with taking it in the evening, with incorporating it in my food, how well it does for me. So again, I just started doing the studying and then just started doing the research on this product. So, we all get to the point where we have to figure out what our assignment is in life. Yes, ma'am. I've already been the oldest of 11 siblings from Winfield, Louisiana. I have 29 nieces and nephews. So needless to say, food is always front and center when I go back home from Houston to Louisiana. And when I know what I know when it comes to making really good food anyway, with your fresh rosemary, your fresh thyme, your fresh basil, your wine reductions, really great butters and stuff like that. Because you and I talked about earlier, we talked about Amish butter. We talked about goat butter. We talked about brown butters. Everything.
And I think that people, don't know. And I was telling, when I was working and I was doing cooking demos, Cliff.
Okay.
And it was like, when you start talking about eating healthy, things like that.
Yes, ma'am.
That becomes little knowledge on it. Like, people don't know, and that was always my story, is going to give a family food that's hungry.
Exactly.
Now, let me put this out there, that are hungry.
Yes.
And I had bok choy. I had Napa cabbage.
Awesome.
I had all of this to give them lean pork, ground pork, and they gave it back. And these are people who are starving, and they gave it back because they didn't know how to use it. And the lady was so polite.
Wow.
A lot of the ladies and men were so polite, and they said, "Hey, can you give this to someone else who knows how to use it?"
Oh, wow.
And that's when I said, when you said callings, affirmations, I'm like, you could freak this out. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started getting the passion of putting back in and learning and giving back, because you think, because, as a chef, we know plentiful.
Right.
Like you just said, goat cheese, goat butter.
Yes, ma'am.
Clarified butter.
Yes,
based,
ma'am. Brown butter, Amish butter.
All of that. Amish
yes,
butter.
ma'am.
When you start talking about that, we know it, but the common tongue, especially the impoverished tongue, doesn't know those
You're right
things.
about that.
So, let alone knowing about CBD and the good effects of it.
And you're
because
right. You're
all
so
we
right.
hear in America is
and
the
it's
bad
all about
effects.
educating our people.
Yeah.
It's all about educating people, period. To me, it's not one eclectic nationality over another. I know that this drug has had a huge stigma when it comes to the Black community, a huge stigma when it comes to the brown community. I know, but right now, with everyone in pain, everyone hurting, COVID brought out a lot of different ailments, mental ailments that people didn't realize they had. So needless to say, food is medicine. Medicine is food. And if you know how to eat right, you know how to feed the body and take care of the receptors in our body so that it can heal itself.
Right.
God gave us this plant, which is phenomenal, in order to heal the body. Just as CBD has over 183 different cannabinoids on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's CBD, that's CBG, that's CBL, that's CBN. CBN, you're talking about helping with sleep. You're talking about CBG, you're talking about helping with the gut. You're talking about CBN, L, that helps with inflammation in the body. Everything has different components in order to heal the body, which is phenomenal.
Why do you think that it gets a bad rap?
It gets a bad rap because of marijuana, because of people smoking it. And then on top of that, again, because of brown people and Black people.
And it's so weird because no one has been known to do anything erratically crazy.
Not at all. Definitely not at all.
They're high on it.
Not at all. And that's the weird thing.
Ingested.
Exactly.
Just wondering why it's such a.
It was criminalized.
It's, and it was
because we were the ones using it more in our community,
Gotcha.
And everything. And it was helping with glaucoma. It does help my elderly people and everything that have knee problems. It does help with back problems and everything. So there's been a lot brought to the forefront as far as the medicinal components in this. That's phenomenal. But do you know the real thing about it is in the early 1920s, they were using cannabis for cough syrup. They were using cannabis for menstrual cramps. They were using cannabis for people that had problems seeing and focusing. They were using cannabis for in the nut homes, so to speak. The people that did suffer, I don't want to use that word, but people that did suffer from schizophrenia or who had mental disabilities and stuff like that. That's exactly what they used cannabis for in the early 1920s for everything under the sun. So it's just amazing how, again, we were the ones start using it on a more recreational basis. And it was just called a maddening drug. If you're smoking reefer, you're gonna
come from plants.
True, so true.
So I mean, true. I definitely can see how that would go together.
Yes.
So my next question is, where did your passion come from cooking?
I've been the oldest again of 11 siblings from Louisiana. And you already know that we would pull sugar cane. We would pick peas. We would always go fishing on the lake and everything.
Having fresh whole peas there?
Purple whole peas was everything. Yes, ma'am. It's just absolutely amazing as far as just feeding the family. And I've been on the road doing medical billing and adjustments for about 8-9 years. In every city and state that I've been in, from Des Moines, Iowa to Fresno, California, to Nashville, Tennessee, to Denver, Colorado, to Los Angeles and a few other godforsaken places I've forgotten about. I always love finding really good food. I like the hole in the walls. I like going to different places where someone is putting a different spin on it. But then coming from Louisiana, also, I just know what good quality food is all about. And with having a big heart, I don't care what kind of drama and chaos we all go through. It's something to me about when you sit down at Big Mama's breakfast table or Big Mama's dinner table, all drama and chaos go out the side or go out of the window, and people have a tendency to really come together when food is involved.
Well, I think it's James Beard that said that food is a universal language.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I think that is one thing that I always tell people. I know who James Beard
is. It really is.
And, but you can ease tension if you bring brownies in the room.
That's right.
And I try to tell people that, we can be arguing, but we can eating, and then we start eating and get calm because you get that hangry is a thing.
All issues go out the window.
Yeah,
isn't that amazing?
And that's why and I think that's why the reason. And I know this is so off topic, but I think now that my daddy loves looking at First 48, but I think that's why they always feed the guys a sandwich.
Exactly.
And then after they get that sandwich and chips,
yes, ma'am.
They're like, I think it was Eric. I can tell you Eric grandma, but I'm just thinking it was Eric.
It is too ironic you would say that.
It's one of those things that
it is a universal language.
I try to teach it to everybody that I teach that I teach coloring to, that hey, you can close. Food is telling a story.
Yes, it does.
I can close my eyes. When food is very good, I can close my eyes. I can envision
yes, ma'am.
what's going on, and so I just always feel like food necessarily gets a bad rap because everybody's on this food contingent. And yes, I do work out, bodybuild, but I still take the time to enjoy what I'm eating. Whether it's healthy or not, it can still be very flavorful and very good. And that's what I think about with the edibles and stuff that you're creating. I think that they're a great way. But since TikTok, I love TikTok and I hate TikTok because they create all these chefs and all these woo-woos, and I have tried.
Yes, ma'am.
I have tried some of these recipes on there, and I don't know. People can make them, and they say be amazing. Everyone I've ever made has been trash.
Yes.
And I think the same thing gets a bad rap is with edibles. That's the first thing I saw. I saw some of my ex-students selling it on Facebook in cake pops, and they were selling this, and then people were saying, "Oh, this had a bad taste, or this made me sick, or this, and this." Before you to the entrepreneur weed person that says, hey, I think I can go get CBD. I want to make CBD stuff. What is it would you want to say to them to get, like, what is the thing that you want them most to know?
You don't want to create botany, and you want to know how to treat the plant.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that you don't have a product that has pesticides, herbicides, microbials. You want to make sure that you have the COA behind anything that you're cooking with. When you're cooking to this magnitude, you need to know the components behind it. And every single plant is different. You need to know where you're getting the crop from. You need to know from seed to sale where that product comes from.
Okay. So that is absolutely
important. And you can if you want to, but that's not a good look. And it's not going to be healthy or good for you. And then even getting it from Larry, or getting it from Bubba, or getting it from from somebody around the way, you still need to have a COA attached to that to know exactly what farm it's coming from, to know exactly how that plant has been treated. Because again, if you're using it on a medicinal level, whether you're using it medicinal or recreational, you still want to make sure you have a really great product. And with people right now that are looking at YouTube, that are looking at TikTok, that are trying to create cannabis, trying to create edibles, there's still a lot to be known about this plant. When you're trying to take a particular product and you don't know the full components, and it's dry, or it has rot to it, or it has mold to it,
or even knowing how to. And I said this to you at your home.
Yes, ma'am.
How does it even look? And I'm thinking, like, do people actually know what it looks like?
You mean you're talking about the mold? Or you're talking about the plant itself?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
The flower itself.
Yes, ma'am. Only what you have in the bag there.
So what I have here, great, you would ask. Absolutely amazing. So what I have here, this right here is your cherry blossom, and this is CBD, which is absolutely amazing. So I did do a couple of CBD brownies for us because I wanted us to sample them while we're here. And this right here just has a little bit of it has 0.6% THC on the inside of this.
Okay.
So it will have a nice medicinal feeling for you, or medicated feeling for you. But it's still the CBD, and it's still a very low percentage of this. So it's not going to get you high. Anything that's actually anything under 6%, 0.6% is great. And then again, this right here, I have the QR code on this. It comes from Yellow Rose Hemp Farm, and it's a really great product. So what I usually do with this, I'll decarboxylate it the same way you do with marijuana. But this again is just fresh hemp. And you're talking about you're talking about with this, what I usually do is decarboxylate it. I'll break it up. I'll decarboxylate it, and then I'll clarify my butter, and I'll put it in the butter machine for an hour and a half. I don't put it in there no more than 2 hours because I don't want the chlorophyll. I just want the components, and I want all the terpenes to fall off of this. Okay. Another amazing thing as far as what I do when I'm preparing edibles is I always try to not just cook with a really good bud, a really good flower where I know where it comes from. Even cooking with terpenes help with the entourage effect. Okay. The entourage effects bring your full body into balance. Okay. And that's exactly what cannabis does. So for instance, you have pain in your shoulder and you're taking an edible or you're taking the drops under your tongue, that's CBD. And you're like, you know what? This headache that I've had is gone away. Now I'm treating the shoulder pain, but my headache's gone away. So it fixes the whole body. Yes, ma'am. The entourage effect does take care of the whole body. It brings it back into balance. That's the phenomenal thing about it. And that's what you want inside your diet. It's no more, we just finished talking about vitamins. How are you taking, we had the conversation about vitamins. What did you say about that earlier?
In bodybuilding, it's your last week, your peak week, you're not ingesting, you're probably eating maybe 1,400 calories. So your body still needs the nutrients because you're working out. Exactly. So you're taking a lot of vitamins a day. I mean, wake up and then, not just in the morning pills, the afternoon, the vitamins you ingest at night. So yes, ma'am.
And see, that brings your body back into balance, but you actually get rid of a lot of that in your stool movement. Oh yeah. You get rid of a lot of the vitamins. All your body doesn't hold onto that the way it does with cannabis. Okay. The reason that you're able to maintain more cannabis inside of your body, more of the CBD, more of the CBL, the CBG inside of your body, is because of the receptors. Okay. We have that endocannabinoid system inside of our body that is very friendly to cannabis. Okay. So we actually have the endocannabinoid works really well with the receptors and helps to fire out to bring us into homeostasis. Yeah, and it brings us into balance.
I'm a chemistry major. Let me repeat this. I took chemistry all A's. Wow. I think that, but some of this terminology that she used right now, because I was going for food science, so you have to be that intelligent. But to get past those steps, yes, ma'am. But that I'm opening beyond my head. But I would say that like we're talking about with knowing how to make them.
Yes, ma'am.
You know how to eat them. Exactly. And I think that is the biggest craze right now. People trying to make them to get a sale, and they're just buying it from the guy down the street. Because I'm pretty sure any of my high school students have never went to a plant and met with a scientist.
Yes, yes.
And so for what do you call it? The botanists in there, they ain't talking none of them. But just like with eating, I think that, like I told you, my experience, y'all, she gave me some quick notes. She gave me, I met her at a food show, a food chef fest.
That was amazing.
And we both participants, and I went to her table because everybody was talking about it. And I went over there and I got she gave me the girlfriend code. She gave me some popcorn. She gave me some.
We had a good time.
She gave me some. Awesome she gave me some Rice Krispie treats. Well, they're bigger than what she brought today. I just want to let y'all know that before the story even gets there. They were bigger than that. Okay, for somebody to say that was real small, they were bigger than that. They were right about this size. And she gave me a bag of popcorn. It was white cheddar.
Popcorn were absolutely amazing. Yes, ma'am.
Never forget it. The best popcorn I've ever had. Seriously, it's very good. So
thank you for that.
She was talking to me, and she slid me to the side because she had all this amazing Indian food that we'll get to later that she had cooked. Oh, now it's all cooking in my head. Okay, so then I just had a moment there. She was cooking, so she gave it to me, and I was being greedy. I went back to the table with one of my chef friends. She was like, "Oh, get me some." I was like, "I got the last one," and she was like, "Oh, okay." And she had a sad face, but I had the evil face. I wasn't sharing.
Wow!
So I went to my store. I got and y'all, Chef Collins pre-warned me. Hey,
not to eat it all at one time.
First, she said the popcorn. She told me what everything was infused with. The Rice Krispie treat had infused buttercream and marshmallow.
Exactly.
And then she said the popcorn is a slow hitter. Yes. It's gonna get you. So eat a little bit, but make sure you remember because you're gonna get it's gonna hit you later. So make sure you're at home. So I got home anyway, and I just was greedy, and I knew I had prep tomorrow for bodybuilding. So I started working out. So I went and tried
indulged and ate it all.
I ate it all.
Oh my goodness.
I ate the whole Rice Krispie treat except this much.
Oh my goodness. Bless your heart. Much.
The bag of popcorn
gone. Out of here. Wow.
Gone.
Wow.
So I went to bed and I had kind of a little cold. So I took some NyQuil. I backdoored with NyQuil.
Oh my goodness.
So I went to bed at 10. I woke up at 12, like 12:24, like a zombie.
Whoa.
I was like this. And I was like, my house had became smoky.
See, oh
it
no.
It was a haze.
Oh no.
It's like either my lens was dirty because I thought maybe I got my contacts on, or maybe my house was on fire.
Wow.
So I proceeded to get up. My legs moved like stilts.
Oh
like
my God.
This, like this.
Well, you know
I
what?
couldn't control
And that's
them.
why I told you. I definitely said slow and low. Especially being a first timer, you want to definitely take it slow.
I was a no timer. Yeah, I guess.
Oh my God.
Timer.
Oh my goodness. You definitely want to take it slow and low, and it can actually take up to 2 hours for some time for it to kick into your system.
That's what it was. It took
and then what I had
directly
given you, it's amazing. What I had given you was the D8.
Okay.
So you did have a little bit of the Delta 9, Delta 8 inside of the popcorn, and then also a little bit of the D9 that was inside of the Rice Krispie treat. And I usually do the Rice Krispie treat with the white chocolate ganache, and I believe that's what you had. That's what I had on the table for that day. And then you also had like a little bit of that Ghirardelli chocolate. So when I do the edibles, I try to make sure I'm using premium products inside of the edibles. So I cook with terpenes. I use a really good Madagascar vanilla extract. I use the Amish butter,
amazing.
which I'm so proud that you said you loved it.
They were
because
amazing.
you devoured the whole thing versus eating a little bit.
Yeah, I was, and then when I woke up 2 hours later, I was like,
oh my goodness.
Well, no, and it took it to because I kept thinking, what is wrong with me? Because I went to the restroom and then my heart started beating really fast. I'm like,
Tiffany.
My watch said like 165. I'll never forget. I was like, what the heck? I'm not even doing. And so now I'm panicking. And then I thought about it. And then you came in my mind like in slow mo, like eat, taste these slow.
A little bit, just a little bit.
And I was like, this is edibles.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not even.
It's
you greedy. That's what you get, greedy. But now. I'm butt naked on the porch.
Oh no!
Because it's so hot. Because my temperature.
Oh my God!
And then I looked it up because I was like, somebody has to have had this before me. Yes, and y'all, for real, when I say I took off my bottoms, I just had on a PJ top.
Stop it, Tiffany! Stop it! Stop it!
This is so serious.
You know what? Just taking it slow, taking it low, and everybody's body is different.
But I had to read it, and it said,
yes,
if you overuse. The good thing is they're 9 times out of 10 you won't die.
Right.
But
you're not going to die from eating edibles.
I was high for 8 hours.
Yes, and I believe you. I sincerely believe
and then when I went down, I crashed hard. Felt like I had partied for 10 years.
Well, you know what? And the problem is you chased it with the NyQuil.
Yeah.
Had you just eaten the edibles, it would have been just a smooth sailing.
I'm just out here smoking and drinking
Oh my
lean.
Goodness. Oh my God.
I am a Texas rapper.
Okay, so people do not chase edibles with any cough medicine and everything. So yes, ma'am.
Because it was just like I backdoored it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to bed. And I went to bed
Tiffany.
And I just woke up and it was like, but if you will say go to sleep, I was so alert. I could not imagine going to sleep because I was so like in it.
Well, you know what? Even more so, I'm gonna tell you, everybody's body's different, depending on your height, depending on your weight, depending on if you've eaten dinner, if you have a drink in your system. Edibles affect everybody completely different. They really do.
It don't matter. It scared me straight.
It scared you straight.
You have fed me some edibles today, but I have been to some parties where they passed it around. And I've been like, nah, G. I'm just going to pass right on by those because those don't do me right.
Well, you know what? What I have for you guys today is I did do a Fruity Pebble cereal bar.
That's right,
And then I actually have the marshmallows just as well as the marshmallow fluff. And then I also do a raspberry ganache on top of this. So it has a really great terpene that's blue Skittles. So it's delicious.
Oh,
so I have that. And I also did
that's
lemon
what
cookies.
I sampled. Very good. Raspberry, very good.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome.
Okay.
And I just did lemon cookies is what I have as well. So this is about 25 milligrams a cookie. So eating half is perfect and everything. And then I also did a little bit of chocolate cookies with butterscotch morsels. So we have these for you guys as well. And then I did just a sugar cookie. So I did a few little sugar cookies with some sprinkles on top. And again, all of these are edible. So a little bit goes a long way. And I wanted to make sure that I stayed up under between 50 to 45 milligrams in each one of them. You want to eat the whole cookie because we have the vanilla extract, the almond extract, the lemon extract, and then I use a really awesome terpene because I want to increase the entourage effect. And then just really good product themselves as far as the Amish butter, the goat butter, and the brown butter. We had a conversation about that earlier.
Yeah, about the brown butter smell.
And what I made for you guys today is just straight CBD Ghirardelli chocolate brownies.
Okay.
So even a little bit of a bite of this, just to kind of get you through the day really helps to calm you. I not only just do everything edibles.
I think the biggest thing is put it up. Put it up, y'all. Put it up. When you take a little piece,
take a little bite and put it up. Is right.
Put it up. So when you look back again, it's not that brownie, that mushy cookie brownie.
But it's going to be hard to put it up.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Eat it, take a bite.
Yes.
Go around the corner, put it in the
down.
closet.
Exactly.
When you have your Christmas presents, go back and go get it a little bit
Tiffany,
after.
you know, it's awesome. I do sugar-free. I do dairy-free, I do gluten-free, and I do nut-free. Okay. So that's the amazing part.
I mean, I think that's awesome because I think people only know of sweet things or sugary things like our candies, gushers.
Yes.
And I don't know if my students, I find the paper on the floor, so I'm guessing my students do it. So I see the gushers, but it's weird. It's in like a cellophane. They had like a cellophane back. It's like really, it lets you know it's not the real gusher.
Exactly.
Exactly. But let's get to the tea. So what is your favorite meal?
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love Southern entrees.
So what would be your last, if this is your last day on this earth, what would you eat?
Last day on this earth. Wow, that's a great question.
What would you want science to find inside your body?
What they will find inside of my body is definitely going to be rosemary, thyme, and basil.
Okay.
Infused with a rosemary encrusted lamb chop. Absolutely love that. They're going to find. I'm going to tell you, I absolutely love risotto. A Parmesan and mushroom risotto is delicious.
I made that.
Absolutely phenomenal. And then I love broccolini. So that's what they'll find in me. That's what they'll find in me.
I always say that
on all fours, turned over, and they'll see the lamb chops.
You have messed me up because I think when I said it, when I always tell everybody, I'm like, I'm gonna die with steak, a New York strip steak. It better have a lobster mac inside of it.
Oh my goodness!
It gotta have it in there. And I said it was truffle lobster mac, but I may have to throw in risotto on the side.
Okay.
You know, at that point, who cares about calories? Who cares about carbs?
There we go.
So what if I gave you $2? What would you make out of it?
With $2.
$2. Last $2.
My last $2. Last $2. What would I make out of it? I think of an amazing romantic tuna sandwich.
Amazing.
Tuna is
I was like, wait a minute, you stop.
Tuna is amazing. $2.
But tuna, you gotta have a tuna sandwich. You gotta have either with some salty Lay's or some Ruffles. It has to be. It's something about I gotta have salt,
a little salt,
and I want to toast my bread.
Right.
You need to have a little toast
yes, ma'am.
with it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the whole wide world, who would you eat with?
I would absolutely love to have dinner with Michelle Obama. I would love to pick her brain and just to let her talk because she's seen some things and been through some things, and she gets down low and then she gets up high, and then she keeps her dignity coming and going. She's so poised. Yes, and she's every bit of a lady. And if I could just sit and have dinner with her, that would be phenomenal.
Oh, okay. You know, I didn't know if you're gonna say any Indian or because I know you learned a lot from that with what they do, with what you sell and what they do with what you create. The other tea question that I always ask people is, what's your seasoning?
What's my what?
One seasoning you can't leave out your chef bag.
Oh wow, my all-in-one. The all-in-one, yes, ma'am. The all-in-one. That's kind of
cheating.
Yeah, the all-in-one.
But I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it.
That's a combination. So
let you have
yes, ma'am.
Let you have it. But what? Okay, so in your chef bag, what's the one thing you gotta have in it?
In the chef bag, which is so sad to say, anything begins with a B. What? Bacon, bread, butter. Oh my God, everything you don't need but absolutely love. I've got to have butter.
What about, your actual chef tools? What's your favorite tool?
My chef knife.
Chef knife?
Can't live without the chef knife.
My favorite tool is the fish spatula.
A fish spatula. That works. That works.
I do whatever. I can use it for every. I use
yes,
it
ma'am.
for every single thing.
Everything.
I took it to a class last night, and she was like, "Do you have a spoon?" I said, "Girl, I got a fish spatula.
I got a spatula.
I got a spatula." She was
that
like,
works.
"Oh, I want to get one afterwards."
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I think we've talked about the science of CBD.
Yes.
We talked about why you love to cook it.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us now, the last part of my tea is your tea that you're going to give us. Let us know what you're doing next, what you have in store. How can they buy the product? Where can they buy the product?
Absolutely amazing.
How to reach you?
Well, again, I'm Chef Michelle Collins. I'm the owner of Chef Creations. They can find me on Instagram, which is celebrity_chef_Collins. Absolutely amazing. I'm also on Facebook. The business page is Chef's Creations by Cannabis Chef Collins. And then you can find me also just on Chef Michelle Collins on Facebook page. But I do a lot as far as the cooking classes, just as well as teaching people how to cook with cannabis. I love doing fine dining meals where we take 5 courses and we microdose them. I said microdose, where we're giving you a little bit at a time to get that elevated feeling, but then also enjoying the full flavors of food, and then also enjoying the full flavors of cannabis. So that is an amazing thing. And then at the very end, I love to flambe. So I always try to leave them with that wow factor, with just flambeing a little bit of the cannabis, just to show you the smoke and the flame, but then also showing you exactly how to infuse your food with it and taking it to a gastrique level. So that is so much fun. In the interim, I'm getting ready for the NFL. So we do have the Shield. We're going to be hosting a Women of Excellence dinner banquet. Wow. I'm cooking for over 575 beautiful ladies. So that's going to be phenomenal from February the 1st all the way to Super Bowl itself, which is going to be the 12th. So
y'all have dinners every single day?
No. What we're going to be doing right now, we're doing a 3-day event where it's a concert, it's a VR gaming, and then we're doing the Women of Excellence banquet, just as well as Daughters of Legends. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of beautiful athletes, just as well as different musicians, and then just celebrities is going to be at the table that we're honoring. So that's going to be really grand here in a minute. Okay. We're getting ready. Also, another thing, Miss Tiffany, which is going to be phenomenal for 420. We're going to be hosting a 420 grand event for cannabis enthusiasts. And an estate property on the outskirts of Dallas. So I'm excited about that.
I'm excited.
So just kind of stay tuned. There's a lot of things we got in the pipeline. What about,
I knew we were talking about on the video, Sprouts?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I didn't want to give it all away. Okay, you got to have me back again.
We spill the tea. We spill the tea out here, honey. We spill the tea.
Well, the phenomenal thing is we do have a contract coming up with Sprouts. They're asking us to fill, they want 111 stores is what they're asking me for right now. We are on our third trial with them, more or less like a bit of a proposal. And they're asking for 46,000 units of CBD infused muffins. They also want brownies. So we'll do the muffins where we're talking about the banana nut muffins, the lemon muffins, the chocolate chip muffins, and blueberry muffins. Yes. So that's absolutely phenomenal just to have those. So people that want to have a CBD and an elevated experience without the high, and then with being able to pass a drug test, we're definitely going to have those. We're going to definitely have those inside of the store coming the second quarter of 2023. So that's phenomenal. Right. So that's 46,000 units they're asking for a week. And then we're talking about, again, filling 111 stores. So again, that's absolutely phenomenal.
That is
a major blessing.
Yes, I get that's why I want the
a major blessing.
I want the major T. While we was in, here.
It's just a lot bringing that together. And then also my partner and I, Cynthia Sledge, we're getting ready to start a nonprofit because I believe in giving back to children, the children that have epileptic seizures, those babies out there that just that are born with all kind of deformities. I just want to be able to help. And I finally realized with my love and my passion for food, Tiffany, I want to end it this way. With the love and the passion for food, I know exactly, again, what my assignment is. Yeah. And now that I know that I can infuse it and have a medicinal component, again, food is medicine and medicine is your food. That is my assignment.
Because I do want to say I said she gave her usually when we give the last spill of the tea, that means it's time to go. Okay. When you start wasting product, it's time to go home. All right. But I knew that you said that a lot of kids, sadly, people buy weed everywhere, all day, every day. Yes. But a lot of kids who really need the marijuana don't get, or the CBD or THC, they don't get it because they don't know how to do it in the correct form. They'll take it in the form with edibles and things like that.
That's right. So
I think that is crazy that it is kids that have died because they can't get a product that people buy all day, every day.
You're so right. Even we just finished looking at a few of the products that I have in my pantry. Yeah. I showed you a little bit of the HHC and the distillate. We looked at the isolate, the powder of CBN and CBL. The amazing thing is you also saw Rick Simpson oil. And I told you that people that suffer from HIV, a little rice size up under your bottom lip, 3 to 4 times a day, depending on the strength of it. I have a 99% leader flavor of Rick Simpson oil.
Yeah,
and
I
for my
thought.
patients, yes, you did. And for the patients or my clients or friends or constituents that suffer from breast cancer, that have stomach cancer, I cooked for a while for Mr. Matthew Pittman. I think he'd be okay for me saying his name. He was the keyboard player for Gladys Knight for 15 years, 16 years. Ended up with stomach cancer. Another lady who was a principal for a big school here in Dallas. She just relocated to Atlanta, Georgia. Nanette. She has breast cancer, stage 3 breast cancer. So there's a lot as far as another beautiful woman that's over pageantry that's in Houston also just came down with breast cancer. So needless to say, with the butters, the oils, I not only do just the butters, I know that's what we keep talking about, but your heavy cream, your coconut milk, the grapeseed oil.
And we made a salad. You did the balsamic
We tossed
vinegar.
an amazing salad is what we did together. And that was phenomenal. It was delicious. So you've had your dose of CBD today.
Exactly. Today
in the brownie, in your salad.
I am loaded. I am loaded.
And guess what? You're not high.
No.
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yes, but I ate it correctly. You gave me a little bite of
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
a little bite of this.
Yes, ma'am.
The salad, I tore it up, so I'm not gonna lie. I was hungry, so I ate. I did my due justice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I am thankful that you came, Chef Michelle. And I
Oh,
know
no, the pleasure is truly all mine.
We want you to come back after you did the NFL.
Yes, ma'am. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about that.
Because we really, honestly, we haven't spilled all your tea.
Not at all.
I know other things about.
I want to keep something aside for later.
I have other things that I know other things. I know other tea that she has that she has not spilled, but we would definitely bring her back so she can
and
spill it.
That would be an honor.
But check us out and remember to follow her page. Follow me at FabFitTiff for that's fitness. So if you don't see no food, don't get scared. It is not a fans only page either.
Right.
But if you skip over to chef _ FabFitTiff, then you'll see my chef page.
Awesome.
And you'll see all the color creations, and you'll see some of the stuff pictures that me and Chef Michelle take today. So
awesome. We had a great time.
I know we had a good time.
We had a great time. Thank you.
I'm going to finish this tonight. I'm telling myself to put the edibles away tonight, so I will have this.
Well, I got a bag for you, so you got a lot.
I want to say not this experience that I have to, but I want this experience, not the last experience.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, you guys have a great day, and we'll
Thank
see
you guys.
next time.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you.